Welcome to the new Move and Flow studio. We're so thrilled to have you here with us with these practices that all bring us into a state of flow and ease in our nervous system. So, Pam Denton is our brilliant scientist behind this work. I'm so excited to open this up to more people and get this work out in the world, and so that we can breathe and move together in community. That's the other part that's so important is community. People feel very isolated these days. That's a big issue. It increases anxiety. It can lead to depression. And so we come together and our nervous systems start to align with each other and flow together no matter where we are on the earth or in the universe. It's a community, it's a safe space, it's a healing space, it's a space for us to take time for ourselves and give ourselves what we need to be our optimal selves. So let me also introduce, I'm going to just spotlight you as I introduce you in no particular order, wherever you are on my screen here. We've got Lisa Wyland, who is teaching Flow Fit Heal. And Lisa, why don't you unmute and tell us a little something about you?
Hello, everyone. My name is Lisa Wyland. I am a holistic physical therapist practicing in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, specializing in treatment of the spine, the pelvis, and women's health, pelvic floor. And I feel like I really resonated with this work. I've been working with the nervous system, and I was at a leadership conference, and Pam was the guest speaker. And one of the things she had said early in our webinar, our seminar was that, what kind of person, what kind of mother, what kind of leader, what kind of person can you be if your nervous system was regulated? And I knew that my patients, my clients, and even myself could feel those times when we were unregulated. I have 4 children, 3 were in college, I had 1 home. I was taking care of elderly parents their health was declining and coming to the end stages of life. And so I felt like my go-to, like my default pattern was overwhelm. And I knew what that felt like in my body. And so I started studying with Pam. And so I now know what it feels to have that calm, energetic. It's almost like a dichotomy that you feel peaceful inside, calm, but you have this amazing energy. And it was just one more component for my own healing journey. And so I just have been studying with Pam for the past almost 2 years now. And I'm so excited that we're launching this Flow and Move Studio, because motion is, that is life. As we get older, it's all about quality of life.
I love that teachable moment because calm energy is a real thing. And that's when you know your nervous system is regulated, where you want to get up and you want to be positive and you want to experience the world. And when you find that dimming and life starts to get dark, that's how we know that our energy is being misled. So we have to bring ourselves back into this practice and say, I claim the positive. I am the positive flow. And it is a state of calm groundedness where stuff kind of just flies off of you and you don't get sucked into the negative as much. So thanks for that language. We've got Ann Dussel.
I'm Anne, and I am a black belt NIA instructor, and I'm also certified in movement for Parkinson's and MS. And for the last 20 years or so, I've been teaching creative dance, and I'm so excited about this latest evolution of our program. I first found Pam when I saw Hillary's class called Supercore, and I thought, well, I need a Supercore. So I went and I expected planks and all kinds of uncomfortable stuff. And I was blown away by the program. And I felt so wonderful after the class. And I had rid myself, or Hillary had helped me rid myself of bone crushing fatigue that I'd had for years and years and years that no doctors could figure out. They just said, well, you're running too much, or rest more or whatever. And I thought, well, that's not going to do me any good. I know from personal experience because I've gained bone density doing it this way, and I've improved my cardiovascular fitness doing it a little bit softer, a little bit more mobile. And the difference in my class, which is cardio and strength, is that we're mostly standing and we get into the aerobic zone and we work and play in there. And we use equipment, which is optional. And you're always welcome to sit if you want to sit. It's a lot of fun and it's quick, it's painless. And I think that your nervous system will be happy. My nervous system is always happy when I'm done teaching or when I'm done attending a class and being with these wonderful, amazing nervous systems regulators and activators. And I'm just so thrilled to be one of them.
Awesome. Love that story. I had forgotten about the bone crushing fatigue, so thanks for sharing that with us again. And we've got KK Taylor from Texas.
Yeah, you'll know as soon as I start talking. So Anne and I share almost the identical stories. I too am a Nia black belt and came to this work through Studio Nia Santa Fe. And I too wanted a super core. So in September of the years of COVID, I jumped into those classes, and it was January following that that Pam said that she would teach Anne and I, and Anne and I immediately jumped in, started teaching within months after that. I think it's coming up, about 5 years that I've been teaching this program. My program is a little different in that I am in the healing modalities of both Tai Chi and guided visualization. The classes that I presently teach that aren't a part of this studio begin with all of our breath work. And my FlowFIT heal classes here, we will be doing all of the breath work and we will do some energy work of Tai Chi along with it too. And what my students have found through all of the breath work is it gives them great tools to take into their everyday life. So going to the dentist, pre-op for surgeries, driving in difficult traffic, standing in line at the grocery store, I had one student having a cancerous place removed off of her knee. And as it's going on, the doctor looked at her and said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "I'm breathing." And the doctor said, "I can tell you're so calm." And so people notice it in you when you do this practice of the breath work. So my class is built around teaching good skills of breathing that you can use in everyday life. And then also about moving the energy through your body, the life force wave that Pam has taught us all about. And we will be in the chair, but it doesn't mean that at times we won't go to standing and doing a little bit of the slow dance of Tai Chi, just if I have the feeling that we all want to move a little bit more.
So starting in the morning, 8 a.m. Monday and Wednesday. So I'm going to talk in Eastern time right now. So your computer will make the conversion for you. Wake up is at 8 a.m. Eastern time, Monday and Wednesday. It's a wake up and heal class and it is seated. So you want to have a comfortable chair and your legs are at a 90-degree angle. No wheels on your chair. So FlowFit Wake Up and Heal is about that slow start into positivity. It's like, I need to get up and be more positive, even if I feel exhausted, because guess what? The energy is going to come from the breath work. So you'll do the regulation in this class with Lisa. You'll start to wake up your body. We do body drumming, body tapping, some vigorous movement, all within a seated place, unless Lisa says, "Hey, let's stand up and move today." But most of our classes start seated for us to regulate. And I'll get into that a little bit more as we move forwards. And so will Hillary. So FlowFit Heal is Tuesday evening, 5:30 Eastern time. And this is what KK explained so beautifully about her class, life skills for taking out into that crazy world. When you do this work, you will be flowing into strength. So when you breathe, you'll be strengthening your body. When you move your energy, you'll be strengthening your body on so many different levels. FlowFit Heal is that regulated evening. Then we have FlowFit 30, strength and cardio. This class is standing and it's a little bit different. And I highly recommend trying out all of these classes because they all have a different flavor. Standing is something I developed over the past year. I hit another wall as a founder and lost myself. I lost Positive Pam, I call her, my happy dance. And I knew I needed flow back in my life in a big way. So I developed FlowFit Standing this past year and pulled from years of experience in the fitness world. And I just love this class because when you are seated, you get one aspect of it, the regulation and the activation, and we do move. You're going to be moving and strengthening your core. Standing gives you a totally different postural place and even coming up, Hillary's going to be adding a dance and flow class, which will be standing. So FlowFit 45 is you want a little bit more, you want some community chat, you want to connect in a different way, and this is seated and standing. And, in all classes, bring a chair, have a chair right there, because some days may say, ooh, it's a heavy day. I'm feeling it, you guys. Let's sit down and regulate, because there's something about this seated place that you can really access some strength that you can't do standing or on the floor. So this combination of seated and standing is so very important for your nervous system. My dose is the dose of Pam, and it is working with neurotransmission. I am a depression survivor. I lived through some very dark times and traumatic imprints to my nervous system. And so this is a very simple, lovely way to get in there and work your neurotransmitters. So dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. The class is very intentional, using the breathing techniques and the movement techniques to get those neurotransmitters firing. We need those signals for brain health. So important. So coming up, I do want to honor that we have Susanna Andrews, who is a huge part of my team. She is an incredible human. In March, you'll see some really exciting things pop on the schedule. Dance and Flow with Hillary. I wanted to put it here to let you know that we are going to dance our happiness. Hypnotic visualization, an amazing class where you get to zen the heck out. And so Susanna is a hypnotherapist. She's a belief system breakthrough coach, and she's just amazing. And she'll be teaching that hypnotic visualization, as well as KK is trained in visualization and relaxation. So we just have some amazing things. I'm going to be doing deep mobility workshops for your flexibility, sinking into your body, learning how to move your body in a really deep way. And we'll be bringing in different forms of breath work, deep breath, because there are many different forms out there. So I've got some great people who are going to be teaching deep breath workshops. The last thing I just want to share before we get into our movement and breath practice is that this is also the home of Positive Evolution Consulting's leadership development. So for those of you who know leaders who really need this work right now, stress reduction, responsive, solution-based thinking, I do have a regulation circle, and it's also an emotional processing circle. So this is a place to emotionally unload the burden of being in this life. I'm talking about we are all leaders of our own lives, our families, our children, our dogs, whatever it is, our vacuum cleaner. And leadership conversations is that space to breathe and talk about it. So I know that community is super important to the people that are here, and this is our community builder. This is part of your membership. And there's a special membership that includes our dose classes. So we have a lot of great things that are